Buenos dias, dámy a pánové, vás vítám na herní sérii na hru GreedFall a jdeme dál. OK. Radši nechci ani vidět, co jsem, tyjo.
You did it. They're sleeping. We should be able to pass without a fight.
Tak. Tak to bude zajímavé.
You were freezing and you had this empty stare. The water in the basin spoke to you, no?
Yes. Exactly like the lightning-struck tree. I was something else for a brief moment.
Tell us. Visions like this are guides, keys for the sacred rituals.
I was in the sky. I was floating, carried by the wind. And it was a cold feeling. I was high up, and it was getting colder and colder. I felt my blood freezing in my veins. I fell to the ground and spun slowly. And then the sun warmed me. Suddenly I bounced on the ground. And I was taken by the bubbling current of this creek. Then, just like before, the vision dissipated. And I was suddenly with you again. This stone is blackened, eaten away. I think it's supposed to evoke death. This stone is adorned with the etching of a drop of water. Here this looks like a snowflake. This drawing looks like an infant. The drawing on this stone makes me think of fire. I'm certain on this stone the sun is visible. This stone bears the image of a storm, or perhaps the wind.
Takže ještě jednou. Kámen větru. Kámen ledu. Pak kámen slunce. Nějaký moc vyklidněný tady ten týpek teďka. Aha. Máme jít za ním, no. Aha. Právě jsem si ochočil divou zvěř.
This must be the seal that Glendan spoke about. It looks like the silhouette of the mountain of Tearfredi, and a face is drawn within it.
The spirit of the volcano. One of the faces of Einon Milfrichtemann.
To bylo všechno? Jenom, že jsem si měl ochotit zvíře? Aha, dobře. Zajímavé, no.
Bertir tu mad on Olmanawi. I congratulate you for passing the trial. Enter.
And so you have returned. Can you tell me what the seal deep within the cavern brings into your mind?
A face in the mountain of Tirfredi.
Then you have seen the true face of the island when looking into her waters. And the island has seen inside you. You sent the beasts into a deep sleep. That was very clever. Another before you did the same. In choosing the path of silence, you avoided confronting the Dosantats. Finally, you have completed the ritual. And in so doing, the Guardian recognized you as a wise man. You choose to trust the way of rules and wisdom. It is a difficult path, but it carries generous fruits. The island has seen your intelligence and also your compassion. The friendship of Katasach towards you no longer surprises me.
Am I authorized to encounter Enormil Frichtemann now? To present him with my request?
If the High King agrees, yes. We shall not oppose that decision. Only a High King or High Queen is allowed to open the sanctuary. I warned you. Your voyage is far from over.
I suppose that I'm going to need to convince them as well. Where can I find them?
I do not know. And I believe that it may be another trial on your path to find the one you seek.
Is he hiding? Has he been captured?
He disappeared several months ago. Since then we have not heard from him. He was worried about the Renaigse. The last people to have seen him, I'm told, were the most important chiefs of the clans here at the council. There was Deirdre, Blatnid, Ulan, and Dunkas.
My mother, alas, can tell us nothing more.
Yes, I heard about your loss, Siora. And divorced Tirce. Mourning is a difficult time to pass.
And divorced Tirce. Thank you, Glyndon.
Deirdre is the Mal of the clan of the Storm Warriors. You will find her in the village of Vedlug.
I've already met her. She sent me to confront a guardian.
That sounds like her. Ulan is the Mal of the village of Vignamri, near the coast. It is said that he welcomes the Renaigse. As for Dunkas, he leads the Vigigidor. He is the chief of the Earth Healers. His village is not very far from the Didekid and Nadages.
Very well. I will go and see them. Try to find this High King. Thank you, Glendan.
Kwa awalamsek. I hope that you will find him.
Já že vždycky projdu. No jo, no. Tak, můžeme pokračovat. Kde pak to máme? Promluv si s Konstantinem o svatyni velekrálu. Počkej, já si mám promluvit s Konstantinem. Jakože já už fakt nemám žádný vedlejšák. Já už jdu fakt jenom prostě... Že já už prostě fakt jenom jdu? Wow. Líče. Tak, rezidenci tu produ Desarde. To si zase se mnou někdo chce promluvit? Nikdo. Ale... Pardon. Ale říkám, no... Oh.
Green blood, my friend. Do you need something?
I must leave you.
Mám mě chránit, ne? Tak mě bude chránit. Tada! Konstantin bude velice rád. Že jo?
Karans, do you need something?
I must leave you. See you later.
Je super, já jsem se všemi fakt kamarád jenom. To je první RPGčko, ve kterém jsem jenom kamarád se všema. Výborně. Aspoň něco. Tak. Tak jo.
Lieutenant, I demand an explanation. Tell us what is going on. We haven't heard anything about Lord D'Orsay's condition in spite of our inquiries. We are extremely worried. And then all of a sudden one of his guards appears, shaken and on his own, though he is part of his retinue.
Please, allow me the chance to shed some light, my lady.
Your soldier is nothing more than a coward for abandoning his highness.
Tell me, what is going on?
This soldier has just reported in. He is asking for reinforcements. He believes that Lord D'Orsay has been attacked.
He believes. He ran here without full knowledge of what happened firsthand.
I was sent on patrol far from the camp, but I heard screams from men and from beasts. I wanted to return to camp, but then I heard a deafening sound, grinding like a landslide. I thought then it would be best just to go and get help.
Thank you, Lieutenant. You are dismissed. I would like to have a discussion with this man alone.
Yes, sir.
My lady, could you lead these fine people into the hallway, if you would be so kind?
Certainly. I deplore this embarrassing turn of events, but know that you have my full support in all circumstances.
In the interest of avoiding a general panic, tell me precisely what happened back there.
Your cousin ordered us to escort him beyond the town limits. The Islander convinced him to go on some journey.
By Islander, do you mean the Denegad that came to treat his affliction?
Yes, a strange bird. Missing more than one feather, you ask me, sir. I was ordered to set up patrol along a small path, rather far from the rest of the company. I was told to protect our perimeter from anyone wandering along. According to the Islander, it was the only access to their planned destination. I did my rounds for quite some time. Not a soul came along. But then I heard cries a ways off, and I went running to help. I heard an enormous crashing sound like an avalanche of rocks. So then I turned right back around.
And you ran all the way here? Do you know precisely where the company was when you heard these sounds?
No, not precisely. I hadn't gone there. But I could show you where I was posted. The Islander said they were following the path, but he was quite a ways ahead when I lost sight of them.
Why didn't you go and look for yourself? To see if they had been buried by a rock slide?
What? Alone? What could I have done? It seemed of greater urgency to go and get help.
I'm still having trouble deciding if cowardice or intelligence got the best of you. But that's a question for your superiors. My cousin was quite weak. Do you know why he decided to follow the Denegad?
His Highness was feeling much better. The potions that he was drinking must have been potent. I mean to show no disrespect to His Highness, but that Islander had the high ground in the War of Wits. I wasn't privy to their counsel. I haven't the beginning of an explanation for the expedition. But your cousin was all full of enthusiasm and ordered that we set out as quick as we could make ready.
That sounds like him. What sort of mess has he gotten himself into? Again?
I am sorry, sir. But I don't know anything else I could tell you.
Dismissed, soldier. Looks like I'm going on an expedition.
Thank you, sir.
No skvělý. Zeptej se na Vembrana. Dobré, jdeme tady tohleto, protože teď mě zajímá víc tohle. Někdo si chce se mnou promluvit? Nechce? Na Vinbára, musím se zeptat na Vinbára. Tak. Dům rodu 10. Dobře mi to neudělalo. Je noc, nemám rád noc. Za 5 minut aspoň. Si dám šlofejčka. Asi tu celou dobu čeká.
Karans, do you need something?
I've never heard you talk about your father. Who was he?
He was the Donegad of our clan. He died many cycles ago, but this memory is still painful. So we usually avoid the subject.
What happened to him?
He was killed as he tried to escape the lions who wanted to capture him. My mother never really recovered from it. This is one of the reasons why she decided to go to war. Anything else?
I must leave you. See you later.
Tak pozor, cestovat do jiné mapy jsme chtěli. Tak.
Desade, I'm happy to see you. Can I do anything for you?
Where do you come from, Afra?
From a Lehman near Al-Sad. It is but a small town, but there is a particularly renowned observatory there. My parents wanted me to become an astronomer, but I chose the Earth over the sky. I was always more intrigued by life rather than distant stars. Plants and animals fascinated me as a child. For this reason, I left Alima quite early to study in the capital, and I seldom returned.
When did you arrive on the island?
A little more than 2 years ago. My master, Dr. Vasily, suggested that I should follow him to Tifredi. He needed help cataloguing all the unknown plants and animals. How could I decline such an offer? There's so much to discover here.
Do you miss the continent, your city, your family, perhaps?
No. When I arrived on this island, I immediately knew that it was where I was supposed to be.
I'm under the impression that you've not learned as many things as you wanted by observing Duncas's clan.
That's true. I hope to discover the physical or alchemical mechanism behind their metamorphoses. But instead, I don't know. I think I now understand the bond that unites their people to this land. The links that connects them and the power of their culture. It's unexpected. I wonder if this couldn't become another subject for study. The study of people, their customs and beliefs. If I said that in Al-Sad, people would think I've gone mad, but here, everything is possible, right? Learning about the natives would allow us to stop being afraid of them, and to see them like fellow humans at last.
I must leave you.
Jdeme, počkej, s Vaskem si ještě promluvíme, ten tu taky byl.
Glad to see you, my friend. Can I do anything for you?
I must leave you.
Nehodlám toto. Ukončuju cestovní pauzu a jdeme. Tak, kde pak vás máme? Do prdele, jsou ty dveře, tu jsou dveře. Dankene.
What brings you here on Almanawi?
I seek Vinbar, your High King. I was told you were among the last to have seen him.
I do not know if that is true. Others most certainly crossed this path after me. But since you have helped our island, it is only right that I help you in return. The last time I saw him, we were in Dorhat Genedu. He wanted us to help him decide what we should do about you. You, the Renaigse. Dedra and Bladnid wanted us to spill blood and chase you from our lands. Ulan's words were all honey, as is his talent, and wanted us to welcome you with open arms. I attempted, as is my wont, to follow the path of wisdom, that which winds between the others. Finbar was not convinced by any of us. He decided to turn to a far greater source of wisdom. He left us to go to the sanctuary to see Anon Mil Frictimen.
Would he still be there?
I do not think so. The Great Mind must have guided his footsteps in a direction beyond our understanding. But he would not have abandoned his people without first seeing his own one last time. You should go to Wen Shavar. Maybe there they would know where you could find him.
Thank you, Dunkas.
Já se musím potom ještě na něco podívat. Já nechci hledat velekrále zatím. Ještě, ale chci se na něco mrknout, protože mě to hrozně zajímá. Kam to počkej? Tady to máme vzít, jo? Super. Počkej, rezidence rodu 10D, ano. Máme něco navíc, co fakt nepotřebujeme? Jo. Zase by se dali získat penízky. Vypadá tak, dřevorubec fakt nepotřebuju. Tak. Tak, všechno ostatní máme super. Můžeme vyrazit zpátky na cestu. Příjezdu delegace vyšestí knížete de Vespé, kterou vede jeho dcera. Kdyby to bylo jen trochu možné, uvidíte, bych, abyste si zanovili do Nové Seren. Připlutí této rodiny na Terfrade, považuji za nepokázaný, jsem si jistá, na to správně. Doufám, že ten...
Lady Morange tells me that a delegation from the de Vesp family just landed on the island.
From the look on your face, I take it their arrival is not good news. Are they that bad?
That family has a long-standing grudge against the D'Orsay family. And considering their cutthroat reputation, we would do well to hasten to join Lady Morange.
Jo, jdeme. Tohle si uděláme jako první. Tak. Legát kongregace. Tady vás máme.
Ah, Sir de Sardet. Did you get my message?
Indeed. The arrival of the de Vesp family in Tir Fredi is surprising and no doubt worrying. But without knowing their intentions...
Nothing good can come from that family, for the interests of the D'Orsay family and Serene. But I truly cannot tell you anything about the reason for their presence. The message I received was brief. Aurelia de Vesp announced her arrival on the island and asked to see your cousin as soon as possible. She and her entourage seem to have settled in a region that I do not know. Adag ol Credo, north of Vikshadir. I think it would be good for you to locate her and try to find out more.
I know this place, but I thought that only the Doneigada from the Baragnodas clan knew how to access it. It's a sacred place. That's where Animide shed his blood.
You should also take advantage and visit these unknown lands. Who knows what they have in store for us?
You're right. It's better for us to go and see what it's all about. What can you tell me about the de Vesp family? I've never met them, and everything I know is hearsay.
And, strange and worrying as it is, the rumors are justified for the most part. Nevertheless, I'm not an expert, and I've been away from the continent for a long time. I'm sure Sir de Courcillon will be able to tell you more. But know that they have envied the D'Orsay family's power in the congregation for generations. They have tried to impose themselves many times at its head, holding up the antiquity of their city Peren as a pretext. They bribe messengers, use blackmail and trickery, even murder, according to some people. And don't back down for anything. Be very careful with them, Your Excellency, and don't believe a single one of their lies. They're real vipers. Do you have any other questions?
What do you know about Aurelia de Vespe? Is she an important member of the family?
As far as I know, she's the prince's favorite daughter, and the only one left. I seem to remember that she was married to a promising young nobleman for a few years. I heard he died in suspicious circumstances, but I couldn't tell you what happened or if it's even true. But if you want to find out more about her before you go to meet her, you should go to speak to Sir de Coursion. Do you have any other questions?
Do you know the city of Peren?
Legend would have it that it's the oldest city in the congregation, and its ruins bear witness to a glorious past. It's a beautiful city with a river running through it, and whose art and architecture have long been a source of inspiration for the old world. Nevertheless, it doesn't have direct access to the sea, which stopped it from thriving and becoming as powerful as Serene. That's what finally pushed it into the background amidst the larger cities. Do you have any other questions?
Goodbye, Lady Morange.
Goodbye, Your Excellency. Be careful. Don't underestimate the trickery of the de Vespes.
Dobře. Nebudu, a radši si jdu promluvit ještě s naším týpečkem, no, panem Councilionem. Hop. Bez toho Konstantina je to tady takové smutné. Tak. Tak.
Desade, you seem somewhat gloomy. What's troubling you?
As you may have heard, the de Vespe family has sent a delegation to the island. It's led by the prince's daughter herself.
Ah, most curious. And very worrying indeed. But you didn't come all this way in person just to bring me the bad news, I take it?
You read my mind. Knowledge is power. I need all the information you've got. What can you tell me about this family?
Well, the House of Vespe has a very long history. They gained their first noble titles through violence a few centuries ago. Then commerce and close ties with Ptolemy saw them rise to become the princes of Peren, their ancestral city. However, their lust for power is boundless, and it's no secret they wish to reign over the whole congregation. No luck on that front so far, naturally. Their ambitions have always been curbed by the Dorsays, along with Serene's strategic advantages over Peren.
Quite the history, then. And what about today?
They're more ambitious than ever. When the Malichor epidemic hit Serene as hard as it did, they saw it merely as a weakness to exploit. They attempted a series of maneuvers to oust your uncle from the council. But then the epidemic ended up hitting Peren too. However, I don't think they've given up. And if they've come all the way here, it's surely to gain influence and to undermine your family. Was there anything else you wish to ask?
Do you know anything in particular about the prince's daughter, Aurelia de Vespe?
She's a young woman, about your age. Very beautiful, so they say. And she's dearly beloved by her father. Despite her age, she's already endured her fair share of tragedy. Her husband, whom I'm told she deeply loved, was brutally murdered not long ago. What's more, Aurelia's older brother Octave de Vespe is rumored to be the one behind it. And I don't just mean he gave the order. That said, don't be fooled into thinking she's but a tragic, defenseless young widow. Oh, she's very much her father's daughter, ambitions and all. I have no doubt she'll be a formidable opponent for yourself and Constantine. Treat her as such. Was there anything else you wish to ask?
Given this family's reputation, what's stopping us from arresting them on the spot?
What, without evidence? That would do no good to your uncle's reputation and his position on the continent. I'm sure your cousin would delight in watching him squirm. But the Dorsey family could never recover from such a situation. If you arrest her without evidence, the council would be forced to intervene. And that is exactly what that old serpent, Alexandre de Vespes, wants. No, you must play along for now, but be extremely vigilant. Look out for poison in particular. The de Vespes have untraceable poisons down to a science. Their other weapon is compromising information, which they store in special chests without keyholes. Should slander not suffice, their assassins step in. It is said that Peren's river is riddled with the bodies of their enemies. Take care you don't end up joining them. Was there anything else you wish to ask?
I must be on my way. Goodbye, Professor.
Goodbye. And tread carefully.
No skvěle. Takže mi chcete říct, že teďka jako jdu po vrahách, jo? Dobré, miluju konspirace. A miluju teorie a co víc, miluju debilky, kteří si hrajou na největší borce. Setkej se s Aurelií de Vespes. Možná uvidí, jak jsem krásný a nechá mě být. To by byl dobrý vtípek, ty vogo, to by mě docela jako pobavil. No jsou tady, jste tu všichni. Jak jste se tu dostali, hovatka? Tady je to pro mě zcela nové. Ne. Tábor na skalním srázu. Dobrý den. Jdeme. Tak, minutku. Tak, dobrý, můžeme se vydat dál. Mám se setkat s Aurelií de Vespes, tak to bude docela jako zajímavé. Už teď mě to zajímá. Ale jelikož GreedFall teď jsem si zamilovala, tak ještě budeme nějakých pár hodin pokračovat. Jdeme. Musíme si ukončit cestovní pauzičku. Počkej, jsou tu někde? Jsou tu tábořiště. Normálně si tady půjdu udělat tábořiště pro příště, ať máme to. Dá se jít dolů? Jo, dá se jít dolů, ale jenom jednou jedinou cestou. Protože tam tomu bychom se nedostali, jak bychom chtěli. A nebo jo? Já jdu za to, já jdu za tím úkolem, pak když tak tady dojedu a udělám se s tím. Co to je? Co to je? OK. Chudák zvíře. Ukažme, jak to tady hezky vypadá. Se moc nepodívám. Nechci mě to tam pustit. Jdeme. Máme se setkat s ženou, která má být prý pěkná. Tak uvidíme. A že má být po otci. To jsou oni. Takže mám se na ně připravit, bylo mi řečeno. Tady. Dobrý den. Až bude čas, tak si to udělám. Kde je ta holčina? Ta ženská.
Indeed. Delighted to meet you, Your Grace.
The accounts I've been given of you and your companions don't do you justice. Truly, it is a pleasure. We're going to become wonderful friends, you and I'm sure of it. Say, aren't we going to be cousins soon?
Pardon me, Your Grace, but I'm not sure I follow. And if I may ask, what is it precisely that brings you to this remote island?
Haven't you heard? Well, it seems the messengers on this island are not particularly reliable. No matter. Your uncle and my father have decided that your cousin, Prince Constantine, and I are to be married. So, here I am.
This is incredible news.
I know you must be surprised. However, this alliance will be a wonderful way to put an end to the enmity between us, don't you think?
But I must inform you that, sadly, my cousin, he's disappeared. We believe he may have been kidnapped.
Oh? What horrible news. Do you know who's responsible? I assume an investigation is underway.
Of course. And I'm involved in the investigation. Every effort is being made to find the governor.
Well, I'm most reassured that you're in charge. I'm sure you'll find him quickly, and that we'll soon be wedded as planned. Then, you and I will be cousins, of course. Furthermore, I was hoping I might be able to count on your assistance.
Of course, Your Grace. What can I do for you?
You see, I didn't want to impose myself on New Serene until all the necessary arrangements had been made for my arrival. I had the Naughts drop us off in a quiet place outside the city. Too far outside the city, clearly. There were these savages and bandits skulking around the woods and threatening us. They even robbed me. Worst of all, they took the chest in which I was keeping the marriage contract.
Savages? The only savages I know are the ones who invaded our home.
Oh, please forgive me, I meant no disrespect. Natives then, is it? In any case, it's absolutely mortifying to have to ask you this, but you know the island and its inhabitants better than I do. Could you perhaps retrieve the chest for me? I would be eternally grateful. Cousin.
Can you tell me more about the theft?
Of course. We were unloading our things from those horrid little boats that the Naughts get about in when it was taken. I was busy setting up camp at the time, so I didn't see who it was. My men didn't see much either, because it was dark. But certain natives from the region stopped by in the morning. They were aggressive and insisted that we leave. I'm sure they were behind the robbery, unless it was just bandits. There were a couple that my men chased away, but that's all I know.
Thank you. We'll get about finding it.
Is there anything else?
I won't deny that I'm surprised to hear about your engagement to my cousin, despite the excellent reason you put forth.
Surely you didn't think your cousin would stay single forever. Know that although the decision was not my own, I'm very pleased about it. I got the impression your uncle thought a wedding might calm your cousin a little. And now that he's in the role of governor, he needs a wife of his standing. My father saw an opportunity to get me away from Peren, where I was in great danger, and found me a worthy husband in the process. But again, it's clear that their main intention was to put an end to years of conflict. Is there anything else?
Since we're going to be cousins, I'll have to get to know you better.
Well, aren't you just lovely? I'm afraid there isn't much to tell. I was raised like any good princess, educated in both arts and arms. But, as I had several older brothers, I was never really given a political role. I'm still my father's favorite, though. You may know that I've already been married once, but my husband was murdered in cold blood as part of a plot at court.
I'm very sorry for your loss. Please accept my deepest condolences.
You're too kind. After he died, my father decided it was best to send me away from Peren. He knew your cousin was unmarried and was tired of the futile disputes between our families. So he contacted Prince d'Orsay, and the rest is history. Is there anything else?
I must be going, Your Grace.
But of course. Goodbye, dear cousin.
Jo, oni taky říkají cousin, jo? No ty vole. Úroveň 29. Yummy.
I simply cannot believe that Prince d'Orsay would marry his son to that princess. His father may not much like Constantine, but not to the point he would consent to him marrying the family's worst enemy.
I can't believe it either. There is too much rancor between our families.
Could the contract she spoke of be forged? Is it even possible? I'm not familiar with the practice.
A document can be forged, especially by them. This much is clear. If we find it, it'll need close scrutiny.
Tak, jdeme. Jasně, že to tady prozkoumáme, uděláme si s tím tady. První tabořiště, výborně. Aspoň něco. Počkej, on to bude dole, ne? Typuju. Jasně, že to bude víc dole. Nebo to bude nahoře, uvidíme, ale... Typuju spíš, že teďka to bude tady trošičku víc dole.
If I've understood correctly, the chest was here when it was stolen. Ah, there are footprints which lead away from the camp.
Počkej, se podívám, kam nás to vede. Vede nás to tam. A teď se musím podívat, kam nás to vede. Vede nás to za. Tudíž sem. Jo. Jdu správně.
There are other footprints here. They're quite deep. As if the person who made them were carrying a heavy load. We're on the right path.
Jdeme, šup. Ale, koho pak to tady mám? To jsou naši? Jo. Dobře, už jsem se lekla, to jsou jenom naši domorodci. Naši kamarádi.
The undergrowth has been crushed. Several people pass through here.
Ne? What the fuck? No dobrý, jsem se lekla. Tady vlastně můžu vyběhnout a sejít tam tudma, že? Do údolí. Map. Jo, to můžeš zvládnout sám vlastně. Když to nikdy nezapamatuju, že on prostě neskáče. Já už to tu hraju několik hodin a furt nic, jako furt jsem si to nezapamatovala, že ten debil prostě neskáče.
The footprints seem less hurried. The thieves must have felt safer here. We must be getting close.
Dobře. Já jsem stopař jako prase, ty krása. Halo?
Extragat are rare on this island. We don't see many around here. But I'm convinced they don't eat their prey where they catch it. They would normally take it back to their lair.
Maybe they were about to do just that when we got here. Let's look around. We'll soon find out. And let's not forget Aurelia's chest.
Tak.
This campfire is strange. The ashes and embers are laid out as they should be, but the ground beneath them is untouched. This campfire has not been used. It seems as though it was just laid out as a prop. That's curious. On closer inspection, these men were obviously not killed by animals. The stab wounds are clearly visible. Something is wrong. The stab wounds on these outlaws and the fake campfire make me think that this whole scene has been staged. And considering all we know about her family, I can't help thinking Aurelia de Vespes is responsible. The question is why? I suppose we'll only find out once we've talked to her again. We'd best go back to the camp and return the chest.
Tak, pojďme.
The de Vespe coat of arms. This must be the chest Aurelia asked us to find.
I say we open it. Let's see if the contract she spoke of is genuine.
I can't see a lock, and we'd be hard-pressed to explain why we broke it. We'd better bring it back untouched.
Halt! Look, a group of armed men. They seem to be waiting for us. We should watch them for a while before moving on.
Musíme být opatrní.
It seems they're Aurelia de Vespe's swordsmen. I'm afraid it is now beyond doubt. These men were sent to ambush us. Aurelia sent us to recover that chest solely in order to get rid of us.
If it were up to me, I'd give those assassins a taste of our steel. But if you'd rather play it diplomatically, it shouldn't be difficult to avoid them.
A kde oni jsou ale? Až si je prohlédnu, tak... Tak, tam najdu. Tam jsou její ti. No sledové a já se s nimi nehodlám prát. To by pak mohlo dopadnout velice blbě a to nechceme. Já jsem diplomat, ne bojovník. Takže tak, jak jsme přišli, tak zase hezky odejdeme. Což oni čekat úplně asi nebudou. Že se to pokusím obejít zpátky. Sice to je delší cesta než tamta, ale říkám, nejsem bojovník, jsem diplomat. Oh shit. Špatná strana odběru. Užijte si, že na chvilku se zabojujete. Dlouho se vám nepoštěstí. Jo, protijet. Bude asi potřeba. Jdeme. Říkám, budeme diplomati, taková cesta je nejlepší. Sakra, jsem zase přeběhla špatně, že? Nevadí. Špatně, hoši, musíme přes vesnicu. Tak, a než Aurelii vrátíme skříňku. Když jsou tak vzácní, tak si z nich protijet. Teď to bude asi potřeba, ty vole. Ty protijedy, protože nám jich tu dávají 3 prdela. Běhli jsme tu úplnou náhodou. Jak jsme se sem dostali, nevíte někdo? To byla taky náhoda. Počkej, kudy teď? Kdyby mi to aspoň ukazovalo minimapu, ale ne. Tak se nedivím, že zaběhnu špatně, když nemůžu najít správnou cestu. Ale evidentně už jsem ji asi našla. Jo, jsem přeběhla, aha, omylem. Když abych se podívala doprava, tak jsem běžela touhle cestou, aha. Dobré vědět. Tak. Říkám, že...
That horrible woman sent us to recover her chest in order to get rid of us. She hoped these killers would be the end of us. She deserves Enon Milfrichteman's wrath. May he engulf her in lava. What do you intend to do?
She'll have to answer for this. But, given the power of her family, we must remain polite.
Tak, musíme zůstat velmi zdvořili. Budeme zdvořili. Vždycky budeme zdvořili. Aurelie.
You? I didn't think I'd see you again. So soon.
Is that because you'd hoped we'd be clawed to death by those beasts, or because you thought your assassins would get the better of us?
Come now, who do you take me for? I was just putting your courage to the test, that's all. A princess's whim. I kindly suggest you forget all about this little incident. You see, my dear, we de Vesps have a habit of knowing as much about our enemies as our friends. I'm afraid my father's men have obtained some rather sensitive information, which, well, if the other governors were to find out, it could very well jeopardize your position, along with that of the D'Orsay. If word were to get out about your origin, for example...
Are you trying to blackmail me?
Oh, what a horrid word! Come now, I would never do such a thing. Let's just say that I'm ensuring your loyalty. In fact, some of my men are already at the courts of Hikmet and San Mateus, and ready to act if you try anything. But I'm sure it won't come to that. We'll soon be part of the same family, after all.
What are your intentions? Surely you're not going to all this trouble just to marry my cousin.
And why not? Your cousin's quite the catch, you know. But you're quite right. I want more than just a new husband. I want a place where I can showcase my talents. A place to shine. Who knows? As the governor's wife, I could even become the new legate and try my hand at diplomacy. Unless I decide to keep you, of course. That is, if you promise to serve me well, and aid me in expanding our influence on this island and beyond. The de Vesps have long worked in the shadows of the congregation. No more. I hope that answers your question. Is there anything else?
Why do you feel the need to resort to blackmail? You have your contract. Why threaten me?
My sweet summer child. You seem to have learnt to navigate the seas of politics in a duck pond. My waters, however, were shark-infested. Knowing the weaknesses of others, as well as how and when to exploit them to ensure unwavering loyalty, is key to survival as a de Vesp. I believe I mentioned that my late husband was murdered at court. Well, his killers worked for my brother. My own brother didn't think twice before having the man I loved killed to secure his position. He broke my heart. I understand, of course. I'd probably do the same. And what of it? Do you think I would feel more remorse were it, say, a cousin-in-law? Is there anything else?
Here is your chest. This is the one you sent me to fetch.
Yes, that's the one. Thank you for your help. You have shown yourself to be as reliable as they say. Long may it continue to be the case. Well, now that I've recovered my precious documents, you'll be able to deliver the wedding contract to your cousin in New Serene. I await the preparations for my arrival and accommodation. Then there'll be plenty of time to prepare the ceremony with my husband-to-be.
The arrival of a noble lady such as yourself will require several arrangements. New Serene is a very new city.
Yes, I'm sure. Don't dither for too long now. I'm counting on you to be as quick as possible. And to convince your cousin and his men to be reasonable. You know what's at stake. Is there anything else?
I must be going, Your Grace.
But of course. Goodbye, dear cousin.
Dobré, chci jí zabít, můžu jí zabít, jo, potom. Tak, tady, aby nám nebylo ublíženo a tam by mi nejradši ublížili někde.
She has us. We now have the contract, but even if it does turn out to be forged, we have no choice but to bend to her will.
Damnation. She's a thorn in our side. I wonder what she knows exactly.
Sadly, all families have their secrets. And whichever one she holds would be enough to put our family at risk.
We must get those documents back. Let's go to Hikmet and San Mateus and take the wind out of their sails. After that, we can settle our score with her.
You're right. It's the only way to put an end to this alliance and supplant the Viper.
Tak, dámy a pánové, já bych to tady pro dnešek ukončila. Děkuji moc za každý odběr, like, slednutí. Uvidíme se v další části na hru GreedFall. Do té doby. Adios, amigos.